protecting this world. I can't do this. There is no other way.
I've spent so many years peering through time, looking for you.
Welcome back to my latest review in the MCU. We're continuing on with Phase 3 month, and today we're talking about Doctor Strange, released in 2016. The film stars Benedict Cumberbatch, Rachel McAdams, Benedict Wong, and much more. The film tells the story of Dr. Stephen Strange, a world-famous neurosurgeon who gets into an intense car accident, and his hands end up being paralyzed, so he can't do his job anymore. But when he goes to this certain person, he learns magic, pretty much like sorcery, and he ends up getting the ability to use his hands back. But there's, of course, the Marvel stuff going on that he has to take care of and become Doctor Strange. Okay, so what do I think of Doctor Strange? This movie's fantastic. It's trippy as shit. The action sequences are... oh my god, the action. And the visuals, I think, out of every movie in the MCU, this might be the most visually creative one out of all of them. This movie has the best visuals in the entire MCU, in my opinion. This movie... I guarantee you, if you watch this movie high, you would be freaking the fuck out. And yeah, this movie is tons of fun. It's quite funny. It's got that nice balance of, intense stuff and humor. It's got all of that. And Benedict Cumberbatch was an amazing casting choice as Doctor Strange. He's like just as great as the casting of Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man / Tony Stark. He is that good. He even looks exactly like Doctor Strange from the comics, which I think is fantastic. Let's talk about the action sequences. They're great. Doctor Strange and his cape make a great duo in the action. They're both kicking some ass. Yes, even his cape does. By far the best action sequence in the film is the final act. And why is that? Because it's basically like a whole shit ton of destruction going on, and everything is happening in reverse. It's definitely a pretty good way to make your final act in a movie stand out. Also, a lot of the action sequences are done kind of similarly to Inception, but in a good way. It doesn't feel like it's ripping off Inception, but you can definitely tell it's inspired by Inception, and I think it works just as good here. And all the performances all around are great. Like, yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch is great. Rachel McAdams, another great performance. Everybody in this film gives amazing performances. Every single one. And this movie is directed so fucking well. Scott Derrickson is one of the most underrated directors out there. And yeah, you can tell he was working his ass off to make this movie as fun, enjoyable, and trippy as hell as possible. Do I have any issues with Doctor Strange? I do think, even though this movie can be quite funny, I do think some of the humor is a bit forced. That's about it. I think Doctor Strange is a fantastic entry in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and yeah, if you haven't seen it, definitely do yourself a favor and check it out. It's a great time. I am going to give Doctor Strange an A. So what did you think of Doctor Strange? Comment below, let me know, and if you like my stuff, you can like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.